There's a good screen. Quarter outside. The shot will not go. No good. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. On the court for Indiana. Payne out there with Otto Porter Jr. Then it's John Lure. Then it's Turner. And it's Jeffries in at the 4. No good from Mr. Clutch. Pacers trail by 6. Now Payne. There's the pass to Lure. Rebound San Antonio. Whiteside's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Gets it to go. That one good for... Oh! Where did that come from? It was beautiful.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. 29 seconds left in the first half. And that's collected by Spencer Hawes.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And here again, the Spurs in transition. Up the court they go.
Oh, nasty. Oh, nasty.
Did he get?
That was nasty.
Oh, where did that come from? It was beautiful.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. 29 seconds left in the first half. And that's collected by Spencer Hawes.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And here again, the Spurs in transition. Up the court they go.
Oh, nasty. Oh, nasty.
Did he get?
That was nasty.
Guys, it was like there was a lid on the basket in that game. No matter how many plays you make at the defensive end, hard to overcome such a lack of production offensively.
Well, you know, the high-quality shots were few and far between for them, guys, and they have nobody to blame but themselves for that. You've got to do a better job of working harder to put up points.
Here's Zeller. The rebound by Hughes. Hughes got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Mr. Clutch. Drills the three-pointer. And now a 7-point Spurs lead. Outside Jennings from past the arc. And the shot is good. Jennings has got 8 here in the quarter.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take them long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
And offensively, a great show for the fans.
Post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. An absolutely astounding and historic night for him here in this game. He was simply unstoppable as a masterful performance.
I know Freak's gonna have a lot of people back home in Harlem extremely proud of the way he played tonight. And they should be proud of him because his play was genius. Just a textbook example of how to gain a mental edge and continue to exploit it.
They were riding a 2-game losing streak coming to this game and could not afford to drop 3 in a row. He rose to the occasion for them tonight, big time. They needed this sort of performance for him. He took his game up a few notches. Love it, Ernie.
And that'll do it. Hope you enjoyed.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
I'm Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. This NBA season rocking right along, and we're loving every minute of it. Tonight, it'll be the Sacramento Kings up against the Spurs in San Antonio. Well, for San Antonio, the game tonight marks their second of 4 meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met. And if you've been watching this team play lately, you know who they've been getting the big baskets from. Freak! He's been on a tear. How's he gotten so hot?
He's letting the game come to him on the offensive end. He's not forcing the shot, but he's still being aggressive, and he always testing his defender. And he's, you know what, Ernie? He smells that barbecue chicken down there. You can't guard this man one-on-one.
Well,
lick your fingers. The barbecue chicken is hot and crispy.
You're making me hungry right now, but
Crispy barbecue chicken?
I just can't wait. You make me hungry. Is it lunchtime? We got it some time. But, you know, he's not settling for any look either. This guy is very versatile. He'll take you inside, take you outside. He's the kind of player that seems like he's a step ahead, like mentally. Like he has this mental telepathy that goes on and goes. He knows what you're thinking before you think it, before the guy thought it was a thought.
Wow. It's like an extraordinary basketball IQ.
Coming to you live on 2K Sports, it's time for NBA action. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Guys, looking at Sacramento, they took the win in their last game against the Dallas Mavericks. And that result, guys, was a real shocker. It was just about as complete a dominant performance as we've seen them.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. We've got Rudy Gay. Lance Stevenson is out there with Collison. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Ibaka in at the power forward. Woke loose, and a fast break now for the Spurs.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony
are capable of doing.
Boy, even if he came close to matching it, that would be really impressive. But I tell you, that's asking an awful lot of one guy.
That's good. Mr. Clutch has got 5 points in the quarter.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Russell with a wide open look. Misses the three.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
So far in the game for Mr. Clutch, he's got 21 points, and the three-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
You know what, Clark? If you continue to shoot the way he is, he may have to become more of an integral part of their offensive scheme. Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
Pass to Glover. And that one's good.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Feeds to Russell. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range. So I'd have to agree with you, partner.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's guarded by Russell. From 12 feet out. Nice D from Russell.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Here's Sheridan. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. And now a 10-point Laker lead.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
No good from Mr. Clutch.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
The drive by Russell. Deng kicks to Roberts. There's the pick. Shoots off the screen. That's short off the rim.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
Los Angeles leading by 10. Here's Russell. Oh, that's blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
Can they get it? And it's Brown missing. Here's Mr. Clutch, covered by Lee. And good on the basket. Book it.
Long range.
And the Spurs lead by 14.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here, for sure.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, congratulations on the win and for setting your season high in points scored for yourself. Would you say this is the best game you've played this year?
Best game. I mean, George, that's kind of hard for me to answer given the amount of great games I've had this year. It don't matter, though, because best is yet to come. I'm taking over the league the rest of the way. It's that simple. Woo!
Well, thank you for your time, Kevin. We'll see what the rest of the league has to say about that.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now we'll head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who's not too far away. EJ?
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. An absolutely astounding and historic night for him here in this game. He was simply unstoppable in masterful performance.
That was Freak turning up the volume right there, baby, all the way up to 11. And the stereo only goes to 10, Ernie, but we're at 11 right now. The man himself may be quiet, but his performance spoke very loudly.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Tipped away. Hughes with the steal. Here's Mr. Clutch. 21 points in the game. Aldridge left side. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Charlotte making a switch here. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. The shot's good for Mr. Clutch. Hornets trail by 12. And here's Rivers, 13 points in the game. And the pass to Erickson. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Erickson's got 9 points.
Austin Rivers. San Antonio with the timeout.
Let's take a moment now, Kevin, to see how the Spurs are doing in the NBA statisticals currently. first in three-point shooting, first in lowest turnover. And they're number one in opponent scoring. They don't allow teams to get into a rhythm offensively, and thus they're able to hold those points down.
And you look at their incredible three-point percentage. I mean, it's not just about their accuracy, but their execution using screens and creating those open looks. That's been key.
And so here's Charlotte following the miss by Freak.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Leonard, that's for two. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Hornets trail by 7. Back the pass to Holiday. Pass to Morris. Charlotte moving the ball around.
Excellent box out there, keeping himself between the man and the basket.
Here's Mr. Clutch. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And that's now 26 points for Freak.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Here's Mack. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Shot clock at 5. Back to Holiday. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And the Hornets making it. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. So for New Orleans right now, Holiday and Evans comprise the backcourt. Gordon out there with Davis, and it's Patterson in at the 5 down low. Here's Davis. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his 4th rebound in this one. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Bucks put together a nice one. He picked up 18 points, and along with what he did on the offensive end, he also played some stellar defense as well. A performance like this is what we've come to expect during this great run of his. Will we get another one tonight, guys?
All right, thank you as always, Doris. And another special game from a player that we know is incredibly capable for this team.
Yeah, and he proved his value again in that last game. I mean, he's a cog in their machine, no doubt.
Yeah, and they're going to need a few other players to lend a bigger hand today. I mean, they can't expect him to carry the entire load 2 games in a row.
Over to the left wing. Pass to Aldridge. Here's Mr. Clutch. San Antonio again missing.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Evans' shot is good.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Spurs trail by 6. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Hughes the pass to Mr. Clutch. Shot to stop the run, and that one's good. Mr. Clutch has got 25 points in the game.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Outside Gordon. Davis sets a screen. Evans outside. 5 to shoot. And he uses the glass on the layup. Evans has got 15.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. And that's a good strategy when you're on top.
And the Spurs with possession here. It's a 5-point game. Aldridge a screen. It's stolen by Davis. And Holiday with a clear path to the hoop. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
To remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now.
The Spurs shoot just 30% from the field here in the 4th. 1:27 left to play in the final quarter. Shoots from 14, drained for 2 points. Mr. Clutch has got 20.
They're perfectly content.
For Terrence Ross. Mr. Clutch. He's got 12. Look at that.
And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game. Kevin?
But Clark, I don't know that he planned it out